Boom! What's up, you guys? It's Royce Jacob, and welcome back to the channel. In this video, I want to share my top 3 favorite stocks for the month of September 2023. As you can see in front of us, we have the 3 stocks that we'll be discussing today, followed by a brief description of what the company does, and lastly, the primary reason that I am bullish on this stock for the month ahead. Okay. After we read over these, we'll jump into the charts in the back, talk technicals, talk price action, and I want to let you know how high I think these 3 can climb over the course of the month of September. Okay, so that's the video, you guys. Let's get to reading. Before we do, please give the video a like if you go on to gain value from it today. And let me know in the comments down below, what is your number 1 favorite stock for the month of September? Okay, give me 3 if you want, but at least give me 1 in the comments. Okay, so number 1, I'm sure many of you are stoked to see this one, C3 AI Inc., which was also our number 1 stock pick for the year of 2023 back in January. That's been a roller coaster, but overall, it's panned out pretty well. And it is currently, I wouldn't say there is a general order to these 3. I'll just say I think Pagaya is probably what I'll call the safest bet for the month of September, just throwing that out. But there's no real order here. Regardless, C3 AI is one of my top 3 favorite stock picks for the month ahead. And the primary reason is because they announced their earnings report on September 6th. But for those of you who don't know, C3 is an enterprise AI company and one of the poster children of the AI hype wave. Okay, so as soon as we recognized the AI hype wave back in like December of 2022, ChatGPT popping off and a bunch of other cultural cues that led me to becoming bullish on AI in the markets, C3 AI was an extremely obvious pick to me because, of course, the ticker symbol is AI. If someone Googles AI stock, C3 is going to come up. And that's just the reality of playing these hype cycles sometimes. Okay, so C3 AI, once again, I will expand on price targets in the back. You can see AI on a trading view behind us, but we will, excuse me, we will discuss price action after we discuss these other 2. 2, Pagaya Technologies. Pagaya is an AI-based fintech company who's recently crushed earnings. The primary reason that I'm bullish on them, sorry, I was already reading that, is because they currently have fundamental momentum following that earnings report and strong technicals. Okay, which once again, strong technicals will make more sense when we dive into the charts. And lastly is WW International or Weight Watchers. Weight Watchers is Weight Watchers, and they are beneficiaries of the Ozempic weight loss wave. They also have fundamental momentum following, again, strong earnings, really just a lot of hype and traction behind Ozempic and these other weight loss drugs that have really gained a lot of traction over the past like 6 months, I'd say. And it's crazy that this is one of my top plays and one of our top plays over Waves Capital for 2023 overall. If you told me in December of last year that or even the beginning of this year, that Weight Watchers would be one of the, biggest proponents to portfolio gains this year, I definitely would have doubted that. But here we are. Weight Watchers has been crushing it. WW stock has been crushing it, and they're looking strong. Okay. So again, when it comes to these strong technicals, that'll make more sense soon. Let's dive into the charts. And before we talk technicals and talk these September, even October price targets, if you guys want to know how I'm trading my personal portfolio on a daily basis, which obviously will include these 3 stocks, some of my largest positions, if I'm being honest, if you want to know which call options I have on them, when I buy, when I sell, when I do anything in my personal portfolio, along with the daily newsletters that I do want to reference at the end of this video, that's going to be the first link in the description to join Waves Capital. It is through my complete portfolio and daily newsletter product. Okay. So with this, you receive everything that this box here entails. $15 a month, $40 for every 3 months. As always, I recommend that you try it free for 7 days. See if you like it. The reason I have the free trial there is because I'm confident in the product I provide. Okay, so give it a free shot, give it a free trial, or sign up for one of these two. It's completely up to you. But I look forward to having you guys on the winning team. And again, if you sign up, welcome to Waves Capital. We will talk about this at the end. Got a little quote that I want to share with you guys after we discuss price targets. Okay, so first off, AI. We got that big fundamental catalyst on the horizon in their earnings report. Okay, so they announced earnings on September 6th. That should be exciting at the time of recording. That's exactly a week from today. And I'm an optimist. You guys know I am biased towards the upside. That will apply here. It's always possible that these stocks end up or enter the month of October lower than they were at the beginning of September. Okay, so keep that in mind. This is just my opinion. But it's also my job. And I want to make as much money as possible, and I want to make you guys as much money as possible. Okay, so AI, I am biased towards the upside. That said, they do have a track record of impressing on earnings. The AI momentum is clearly still here. NVIDIA was one of the only names in the market that saw green today. And as many of you know, NVIDIA is the king of AI and really the king of the US equity markets right now. Okay, so I do believe the AI hype will continue into the fall winter months. September is historically a slow month for the market, so we'll see if it gains traction here. But if there was a catalyst that was to spark a rally into the markets, it would be under C3 AI at least. It would be their earnings report on September 6th. And again, I think they'll beat. I think that will catalyze a move to the upside. And I do think that following their earnings report, C3 AI will come up to test the trend lines we see in front of us. I have this here because there's an intersection of lines of resistance, okay? Excuse me. Following earnings, I think C3 could potentially see a 30% move up over the week or two that follows, okay? You can see here I have September 15th as my kind of just my target date, okay? That's a time horizon I'm looking at. That also has something to do with options. So those of you who are part of Waves Cap would know that. But September 15th, mid-September, I do think that 10 days, 10, 11 days, or 9, 10 days is plenty of time for C3 to climb 30%. And I really think that'll happen after earnings, okay? So the trend lines that I'm discussing, these lines of resistance, the first, this green line, is C3's line of what I'll call longer term, medium to long term resistance, okay? Touch point here at the high we saw back in June. Next touch point here on that bounce we saw in August. And that has created this descending channel that we're currently in with this purple line being the line of support. Just bounce off of that. I do think that we make our way back up to the line of resistance. And that would take us just above $40 by mid-September, okay? Also, C3 does have this line of broken short-term support, which is this yellow line right here. You can see it was in this nice little ascending channel, almost a sideways range with, we'll call it an ascending channel, modest ascending channel, I should say. And since that line of support has been broken, we haven't yet retested that, okay? So I do think that this line of support will come into play. This line of support intersects with that line of medium-term resistance we just discussed on September 8th, which is just a couple of days after earnings, around $41. Okay, so again, this is heavily reliant on C3 impressing on their earnings report. This is reliant on the markets overall picking up steam, or I should say risk assets, tech sectors, AI specifically for this one, picking up steam as we move through September. But I'm an optimist. That's what it says right here. I'll just read it here. This is from this morning's newsletter. Pessimists sound smart and optimists make money. So always remember that, you guys. There are obviously caveats and intricacies to this quote, but this is something that I've kept in mind for the majority of my trading career. And although you always need to have rational optimism not only in trading, but pretty much in every realm of your life will do you better, okay? But again, keep it rational. Okay, so that aside, again, that's just a little reference to the newsletter. It made sense here, so I just wanted to jump to that. Again, $40 plus is my mid-September target for C3. Let's move on to Pagaya and really zoom out here on Pagaya because this is a very, very fun chart to look at when you zoom out. Daily candles, Pagaya looking good. I forgot to mention C3. Stochastic RSI, which is this lower panel right here, is moving up on the daily. 1D RSI is above its exponential moving average. So you can see this little cyan line. The blue line is above the white line, which is the EMA. And that's good. That's bullish, okay, from a medium-term perspective specifically. So I just wanted to say that because the same thing here is happening for Pagaya. Pagaya curling up on the stochastic RSI 1D. 1D regular RSI well above its EMA on a nice little reversal to the upside. And Pagaya does look to me like it's forming a pretty beautiful two-wave pattern, okay? So two-wave, again, you guys, we coined that good old pattern over here, waves cap. One massive move, catalyzed by a fundamental catalyst, I guess, or encouraged, like the rally is caused by a fundamental catalyst. And we did see a correction. We hovered around those highs, around just under $3 for a while back in late July, early August. Did the portfolio amazingly well because we were pretty well positioned in our options portfolio. But since we have seen a little bit of a correction, that little sideways movement, I do think that this is a beautiful setup for a second wave. I don't think this is a dead cat bounce. A dead cat bounce would be where we just start selling off from here. I don't think that's happening. We confirmed this lower line of support on this beautiful, this pretty impressive ascending channel right here. Top line of resistance significantly higher than the line of support. And I do think it's possible now that we're on our way back up that we end up testing this line of resistance, which is very, in this case, conservative. So I do want to draw the non-conservative line of resistance on here because it is possible that we make our way up here over the coming months. I have November as my target over here. But if a second wave really does come, if the AI hype does pick up, if C3 crushes earnings and lights a fire under the AI sector, I think it's definitely possible that Pagaya does see some big gains over the month of September. And if that's the case, this cyan line right here and the green line are going to be my targets. Okay, so let's just go September 30th, bring out the price range. September 30th is right about there. September 29th, we got a weekend for the end of the month. If we end up testing this, my conservative line of resistance, which personally is where I'd take profits on my position if I saw it, that would take us up almost 70% to about $3.80 by the beginning of October. Okay, and is that possible? Absolutely. Pagaya is a $1.6 billion company, very modest valuation here. And again, they really crushed their last earnings report. The average analyst target for the stock is, I believe, what is it? What's the average analyst target? My fat head, 357. So like $3.60 does come like pretty nicely in line with some of these trend lines that I have in play over here. And I do think it's entirely possible that over the course of definitely the fall winter season, I can say that confidently, we will be sitting well above $3, likely between $4 and $5. Okay, that's Pagaya. Let's close it out with good old WW International. Pretty simple right here, you guys. Again, I do have October for my time horizon on this one. But again, you guys, if the markets do risk assets, I should say once more, if risk assets, if small caps, if growth stocks really start to pick up through the month of September, then all of the names that we've just discussed will likely benefit from that macro uptrend or that macro just optimism. So Weight Watchers, as you can see, is in a very, very clean ascending channel. Weight Watchers crushing it. I mean, this thing is just holding. It's not super, as of the past like month or so, it hasn't been extremely exciting. Pretty much just sideways in this range right here. But Weight Watchers, WW, I should say, is in a very, very clean ascending channel pattern with this red line being the line of support, the cyan line right here being the line of resistance. And I do think that it's very possible, maybe even likely, that by October 1st, which is right here, Weight Watchers does come up. It would be over 40% to just under $14 to test this line of resistance. Okay, so AI, Pagaya, and WW International are my personal 3 favorite stocks for September. Again, please let me know in the comments down below what your number 1 pick for the month of September is. I'm really interested to hear what you guys have to say there. And again, if you want to ride the waves with me, if you want to join Waves Capital for real, that's the first link in the description. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll catch you next time. Until then, always remember, take action, make waves. Peace.